You mentioned the fundraising part, which was not the easiest one at the beginning, and I guess it's never easy. We wanted to focus on fundraising of a female co-founded business.
The reality is, sadly, that it's extremely challenging to fundraise as a female co founded business. And you will experience the harsh realities that the data suggests. Only 1% of venture capital funding in the UK goes to female founded businesses, 85% goes to male founded businesses, and the delta goes to mixed teams. So the odds are very much stacked against you. I share that data not to depress anybody, but to make clear what the reality is. So then you can create a bit of a game plan as to how you're going to counter that. Now, part of the challenges that you will encounter are the conscious and unconscious biases that exist against female founders. Generally, the assumption is that you're not particularly commercial and that you're not particularly ambitious, and that perhaps this thing that you're working on is your project rather than actually a business venture. So you need to work very hard through your deck, through the ordering of your deck, the content, the communications, to do everything you can to dispel those unconscious biases that you're not commercial and you're not ambitious. And for us, a very tactical thing that we did that we found to be very powerful was actually we made the first slide be an image of Sasha and I, and then underneath that, the logos of the various sort of extremely credible institutions that we had studied at or worked at to really give us their seal of approval and to make it very clear that you need to listen carefully and take us seriously. And then you need to make sure that your financials and the commercials are really robust. They come earlier in the deck rather than later in the deck. And you will also find that as a female founder, and indeed any diverse founder, that you are generally asked what is referred to as prevention questions. So those are all the negative questions about everything that can go wrong and all the downsides. So what happens if Google and Facebook decide to compete with you? If you are a male founder, you will generally be asked lots of fun promotion questions. How big can this get to? How fast can you grow? What would happen if you had an extra million? And the trick for a female or diverse founder who's asked all those prevention questions is to make sure that you answer a prevention question with a promotion response. And I highly recommend Dana Kanzi's TED Talk, where she shares the research about this and goes into more detail about how you can tackle these questions and these biases. And then the final piece of advice I think around that is to pick very carefully who you're pitching to. So we have found that we have had disproportionate amount of success pitching to female and diverse investors.
What has been the hardest in the different phases that you had? Because now we are talking about a 7 million user app. So we talked a lot about finding product market fit. But when it comes to scaling, what has been the hardest in scaling, and what are the advice on that side?
An observation I've had on the entrepreneurial journey is that it's all about a series of false summits. So you think, when I achieve X, I'll get there and I'll be happy and things will become easy. When I achieve Y, this will happen. And the reality is, the whole entire journey is challenging and can be stressful and fun. But it's just, you just get different challenges at different stages of your journey. So I can remember, before raising our Series A, just honestly thinking, wow, and looking at with total envy at those businesses that had achieved their Series A and just thinking, oh, wow, life will just be amazing once we've done that. But you just open up another Pandora's box of problems. So I think just mentally, you just need to recognize that it is one long fight. It's not a straight line. It is extremely challenging. It's extremely rewarding as well. And as you scale, you tend to move away, although not entirely, you tend to move away from less that sort of very, very early product market fit and very, very early how do we make the operations work, to much more organizational structure, business model, internationalization, people management, all those sorts of problems.
Listen to the full episode to learn how they used WhatsApp to run a proof of concept, how to solve the cold start problem of a marketplace and this chicken and egg problem, the 3 tips from Tessa for setting up a marketplace, why you should monetize your product at a later stage. Go to the episode 40 or follow the link in the description for the full episode with Tessa.